=script_start. =. The phone call came from Mallorca at exactly 7 o'clock in the morning, Manila time. Alexandra Eala was still awake, trying to process the official update on the WTA website that had just altered the course of her career. At 21 years old, the Quezon City native had officially secured the number 29 seed for Wimbledon, making her the first Filipino tennis player in history to ever earn a single seeding at a Grand Slam tournament. But when she answered her phone, the voice on the other end wasn't calling to celebrate. It was a voice she had known intimately since she was 13 years old, belonging to a man who owns 22 Grand Slam titles and knows exactly what it takes to conquer the pristine grass of the All England club. Rafael Nadal hadn't called to offer polite congratulations. He called to issue a warning to the rest of the tennis world. What the legendary Spaniard declared next sent immediate shockwaves through the entire sport, leaving analysts, fans, and competitors completely speechless. In a major interview from his academy in Manacor, Rafael Nadal bypassed the typical post-retirement pleasantries to explicitly name Alexandra Eala as the ultimate dark horse of the upcoming Wimbledon tournament. This wasn't just casual praise from a former mentor. It was a highly tactical, analytical assessment that immediately changed the narrative of the entire grass court season. The clip exploded across social media within minutes, triggering a global trending frenzy from London to Manila under the hashtag Eala Dark Horse. But to understand why the tennis establishment is suddenly panicking about a 21-year-old from the Philippines, you have to realize that this story goes significantly deeper than a simple endorsement from a retired legend. To truly grasp the weight of this moment, you have to look at the cold, hard numbers that forced the tennis world to respect her name even before Rafael Nadal spoke out. Just weeks prior, Alexandra Eala entered the Berlin Open ranked 35 in the world, completely unseeded and written off by oddsmakers. What followed was an absolute demolition of the established order. She stepped onto the grass and dismantled world number 2 Elena Rybakina, then backed it up by defeating former world number 3 Alina Svitolina in consecutive high-pressure matches. That spectacular semifinal run rocketed her up to world number 30, guaranteeing her protection from the top-tier seeds in the first 2 rounds of Wimbledon. The passionate shouts of Laban were already echoing through the gates of the All England club as Filipino flags began multiplying in the London crowd. But the tennis elite still treated her rise as a temporary hot streak. That is exactly when Rafael Nadal stepped in to correct the record and remind everyone that her success is the product of a brutal 5-year developmental blueprint. Remember this detail, because her unique training background is precisely why her game is uniquely built to ruin the draws of top-seeded players this month. Back in 2018, as a homesick 13-year-old girl, she packed a single racket bag and left Quezon City to move thousands of miles away to the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca. For 5 grueling years, she was molded not just by elite facilities, but by the relentless, uncompromising philosophy of Tony Nadal and Rafa himself. When she graduated in 2023, she wasn't a wide-eyed teenager anymore. She was a disciplined professional who had internalized the fiercest work ethic in tennis history. The profound depth of that connection became undeniable in November of 2025, a year after Rafael Nadal's emotional retirement from professional tennis. The legendary champion stepped back onto a private practice court not to prepare for a personal comeback, but to personally test the progress of his former student. Leaked footage from that private session showed the King of Clay trading ferocious baseline blows with the young Filipina. At one point, Alexandra Eala ripped a brilliant heavy forehand clean past the legend, prompting an unguarded proud laugh from the master himself. Nadal later took to Instagram, publicly writing that it was great to practice with her and joking that he would need to be stronger next time. For Eala, sharing that court and receiving tailored technical advice on her forehand mechanics was a dream come true. But for Nadal, it was the final confirmation that his protege was ready for the absolute highest level. Now, fast forward to June of 2026 at the Academy in Mallorca, where a routine media interview about the state of men's tennis completely derailed the moment the discussion shifted to the next generation. Rafael Nadal leaned forward, his eyes sharpened, his voice dropped, and the entire room fell dead silent as he stated that there is one special player he has been watching who is going to surprise everyone at Wimbledon. When pressed for a name, he didn't hesitate for a single second, loudly proclaiming Alexandra Eala. He explained to the stunned press corps that she possesses something you simply cannot teach in modern sports. He recalled her arriving as a teenager who didn't even speak the local language, yet possessed an immediate refusal to accept that she didn't belong among the elite. Now here's the part that should make her upcoming opponents incredibly nervous. Rafael Nadal didn't just praise her mentality. He broke down the sheer mechanical advantages that make her an absolute nightmare to face on a grass court. He pointed out that as a fellow left-hander, her natural angles create a massive disadvantage for right-handed players, forcing her serve to slice violently away from their reach. On the fast, low-bouncing lawns of Wimbledon, her heavy slice stays dangerously close to the turf, and as Nadal noted, on grass, keeping the ball low is absolutely everything. He specifically emphasized that unlike most young modern players who simply stand on the baseline and try to hit the ball as hard as they can, Eala possesses the rare tactical maturity to move forward and attack openings 2 steps ahead of her opponent. When the interviewer jokingly asked if she reminded him of a certain young left-hander from Spain, Nadal smiled widely and let the room erupt in laughter, knowing the comparison was entirely accurate. The ripple effect of that explicit comparison completely transformed the atmosphere on the eve of the tournament. Legendary figures immediately rushed to validate the claim, proving that this isn't just an isolated case of a mentor backing his student. Former world number 8 and Wimbledon semi-finalist John Isner publicly tipped Eala to make a massive run, citing her spectacular displays during the grass court tune-ups. American superstar Coco Gauff took to social media to warn the rest of the draw, stating that Nadal is absolutely right and that Eala has the game, the heart, and an entire nation backing her. Even the iconic Venus Williams, who previously partnered with Eala in Bad Homburg, issued a powerful statement warning the tennis world to listen closely when a legend speaks with that level of conviction, noting that Eala has earned every bit of this recognition with her racket. To fully understand the gravity of what is about to happen in London, you have to realize just how much adversity this young athlete has already overcome to reach this exact moment. This is a player who previously defied the rigid mandates of the WTA itself, signing a medical waiver when officials told her she wasn't fit to play, only to go out and capture the Birmingham title anyway. She has faced hostile crowds at Roland Garros, survived multiple grueling rain delays against Rebecca Masarova, and fought back from a seemingly impossible 5-2 deficit against Marina Melnikova. Her first-round matchup against Poland's Magdalena Fresh is merely the first gatekeeper on a treacherous path where heavyweights like Aryna Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina loom large. But as Rafael Nadal made completely clear to the global media, Alex Eala isn't entering this tournament merely to participate as a feel-good story for her country. She is entering the All England club to actively compete, disrupt the championship brackets, and violently shake up the established hierarchy of women's tennis. The talking is officially over, the draw is locked in, and the ultimate test of her career has arrived. The King of Clay has laid down the gauntlet, staking his own legendary reputation on the fighting spirit of a 21-year-old left-hander from Quezon City. She carries the tactical wisdom of the Nadal Academy, the mechanical advantages of a brutal grass court game, and the unyielding belief of a 22-time Grand Slam champion who refuses to be proven wrong. The entire tennis world is now watching her every move, waiting to see if she can transform this massive pressure into historical reality. Do you believe Alex Eala will live up to Rafael Nadal's bold prediction and pull off the ultimate shockwave by making a deep championship run at Wimbledon this year? Or will the immense pressure of the global spotlight prove to be too much? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your predictions, and let's get the conversation started. =SRIPT_END =.